They're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
The 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Devin Duvernay.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki.
So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tua sets up to pass it.
Open man is Waddle, complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
First down catch there by Jalen Waddle. What a promising debut for the 6th overall pick in the 2021 draft. Led all rookies with 104 receptions, mainly catching passes from his college teammate, Tua Tagovailoa.
From midfield, here's Tua. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Tua.
They'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On third down, they run with Edmonds. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Ready. 32. Cycle.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Flush to his right.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
They'll run on first down. Edmonds. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
The Dolphins on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a third and goal here. Looking to pass. Tua.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you've just watched your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
On second down, here's Jackson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Watch out for Hill on the return. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. On second down, this is Edmonds. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Working with a lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Couple of Alabama guys there. Tua to Waddle for the Miami first.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Brandon, I won't go overboard here, but it looks like he's off to another nice start after what he did last week when he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, obviously a great start to the season, doing it in week 1. He's one of those guys we maybe had pegged for a big year, showing out so far.
Hey, you did say that to me in preseason. Looks like you're on target.
His throw caught at about the 5. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Sanders' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. This taken in at the goal line and taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
From the 36, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51.
No, we changed it.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey,
Here's Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 22.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Get that quarterback.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. A great job there at the point of attack, holding up, They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Ravens are back within a score. Tucker with the extra point. And it leads down to a field goal at 17-14. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. On play action, here's Tua. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua, that's out to the flat for Edmonds. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he stopped immediately there. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 33 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
60 red. 60 red. Drill green.
On first down, Tagovailoa will go out to the flat for Edmonds. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Tua going to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd and goal at the Ravens 3-yard line.
Let's go now. Yellow, 22. Call red. Ready, go.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down. Jackson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Tua. Dancing to his left. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 46 yards on the ground for him so far. I really enjoy watching Lamar Jackson run those RPOs, Charles, but I'll tell you what, it's tough calling play-by-play because you don't know whether he handed it off or kept it.
Makes you focus, doesn't he? You've got to try and stay with it, and even when we do, we often can get it wrong because our eyes naturally go to him because he creates big plays. But if you're a runner and you're playing with Lamar Jackson, aren't you happy? He creates so much concentration on him. It should open up things for you.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Play action. It's Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught at the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's one heck of a third down conversion, a pickup of 39. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. To throw is Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it looks like he'll throw here, eluding the pressure right. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action. Now it's Tua. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late.